start time, and then we'll see at the end. Let me see what this thing is like. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Wow, all these words coming out of these speakers here. All right. We're good?
Yeah, you
Sweet.
can smack this whenever you're ready.
All right. Sweet. Yeah, gotcha. Welcome, everybody. Azure Striker Gunvolt. Anybody here played a Mega Man game? There's some hands, maybe? Yeah. It's very similar to that. It's very similar to, it's especially like stylistically similar to Mega Man Zero and ZX. It's made by the same company, Inti Creates. Anyway, cool. Let's just head right into the run. Let me delete some data here. Sweet. Yeah. I'll get to why it's in German in a moment. Cool. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Really smash on that thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Right, so this is Arael. They're the
Yes.
runner of the game. I'm Seraph.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to commentate. I don't run it, but I've watched Arael run it a bunch.
Yeah, we got Pips and Braz on the couch.
Yeah.
So yeah, real fast talking about mechanics. So you'll note that I'm pressing dash a whole lot. This game is really mash heavy. You do a lot of button mashing, not only on dash but also on shoot. You mark things with your gun, so like that pink circle that was there means that you have 3 marks on something, which means that you do the most damage with it when you use your flash field, which is that big blue, this thing, or wait, not that thing, this thing. So yeah, that's your main way of doing damage, but you also do chip damage with your gun, so you also mash it a whole lot. So that's one reason that I am playing on a fight stick. Makes it a little bit easier to mash, makes it easier on my hands. I don't know. A lot of people are like, I'm going to teach you other ways to mash, and I'm like, whatever, man, I'll just buy a completely different controller. So, yeah, so we have this robot. We'll see this robot a number of times, not only in this level, but similar ones later on in the game.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
When you mark an enemy with your gun, the ring around them indicates how many marks they have on them, right?
Yeah.
And the more marks you have on them, the more damage your flash field does.
Yeah. So you start with 1 is blue, like that, or 2, well that guy is shielding, but whatever. 2 is yellow, 3 is purple. So most of the time I'll be trying to get 3 marks on things, doing the most damage.
You actually just demoed another cool feature of Flash Field, where
Right.
it slows your fall, but you're still using your energy, so you have to sort of balance between using it as an attack and using it as a movement attack.
Yeah, and you'll also note, so there's that bar beneath me. So if you look in the top left corner,
But not right now.
not right now, yeah, there we go. Right above where it says 100%, that's my actual health. But I have energy, or EP, that's split between the flash field and also called pre-evasion.
Yeah, so you can evade before you evade.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It's completely logical.
So basically it just lets you damage boost through stuff. So a lot of the run is balancing how much energy you want to be using in, or how much energy you want to be keeping around to use in your flash field to do damage, and how much energy you want to keep around to damage boost through stuff. Damage boosting just being like running through things without taking, or while taking damage.
Using that pre-evasion feature.
Yeah. So you'll see that I'm losing some health here, because I'm taking these hits so if you're using the flash field, then you'll take hits from stuff. But if you're not using it, then you'll damage boost through them or whatever. But this is an intentional death here to get the anthem, and we got good RNG for this, so that's good. Sometimes it just doesn't happen here, and it sort of ends the run.
Yeah. Gunvolt's now basically Super Saiyan.
Yeah. So you get this pretty much like almost guaranteed. I feel like a lot of people say it's 50-50. I feel like it's more. Maybe that's just, I don't know, confirmation bias or something. But the first time that you die, it's pretty certain that you'll get the Anthem mode like this, which basically means you air dash, you get as many jumps as you want, you get infinite EP pretty much.
Did you do the thing where you talk to Jewel between?
I did not talk to Jewel, so
That some people think that increases your chances of getting Anthem.
yeah. I mean, I think technically it does, but I don't know. I guess I've just been pretty lucky with it so far.
Oh, yeah, you have to get multiple air dashes.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time in this level in particular. So we do this level first because of that.
Yeah, you can do the bosses in any order, standard Mega Man.
Yeah, and there's not even like boss weaknesses or anything like that. What's
Donation?
that? Oh yeah, sure.
Do it up.
We're gonna do a donation.
Okay, we have a $10 donation from Vin Dougal, who says, couldn't do my speed run yesterday due to a hard drive failure with my PS4, but I still want to do my part by making my donation anyways. Good luck to the other runners today. Thank you, Vin Dougal. So sorry about that.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That donation.
We also have $50 from Braz, who says, good luck, Ariel. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Brad. Sweet. Also, I should note that I am intending on donating $25 for each death, which means that there's a guaranteed $25. If I die some more, then, I mean, it goes to charity. So I beseech you to match that if you're watching.
Yeah, I'll be matching that as well.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
I'm kind of cheering for Elise too to give you some problems.
yeah, the
But
run
not
killer.
actually.
She really is the run killer. So, boss fights. Yeah, so you have a boss health bar in the bottom right corner. It's a little bit obscured by the camera, but that's okay. There are 3 sections to the boss health bar. After each section, you get like a little moment of iframes, like he just had there. And each time it adds a new ability. And on the 3rd phase, you get a desperation move, or you know that big thing where completely takes over the screen, and he uses an ability back at me.
Have we talked about Astrosphere yet either?
No.
All right, so you saw
Astrosphere,
Yeah.
which shows up in the
Kugelblitz.
German version as Kugelblitze. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, basically it's one of your special abilities. You have a certain amount of energy and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
You kind of want to use that basically right when they're going to start their desperation, and anytime you can before that.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's sort of like a trade-off. You know, you can do this thing that pauses the game effectively for like 6 seconds.
Yeah, because you got to watch that like intro, like desperation move intro animation pop up, but also it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, so sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's not. It really depends on the boss and all kinds of things. So we're on to Carrera's stage. So each stage kind of has like a gimmick of some sort or mechanic of some sort.
Yeah, last one was the wormholes everywhere, the portals. This time it's basically it's magnet based. So this adept, the robot masters in this game are called adepts. Carrera's adept power is magnetism, and because Gunvolt's powers are electricity, Gunvolt's also an adept. You can zap the magnet things and they move.
Come on. All right. So we overheated here. It's just whenever you run out of EP while you're using it, and it just means that you need to recharge it fully, and it goes a little bit slower. Sometimes it's better to do that though than it is to press down twice and recharge, because you also have to be standing still whenever you're doing that. So sometimes it's a little bit advantageous to just take the extra damage and let it refill on its own if slower.
Yeah, the game is like a constant balance between your offense, your defense, your speed, your movement.
Yeah.
And like you, a lot of the time, just have to make decisions on which one to maximize on the fly.
Yeah. So,
when do you get your second gun?
I actually already have it. You get it basically after the first boss. There are different guns in this game. Basically, it's just like number of
How many marks that you can fire?
yeah, number of marks that you can have at one time. Not you can still only have 1 or 3 on one enemy, but sometimes you can have more on. Here, hold on. There we go.
Yeah, so right there, Arael was using their flash field to bring those platforms closer so they could get on them.
Yeah, like this here.
Yeah, and then they have to use
So,
it there to get the platform out of the way.
And that's a place where I intentionally recharge, even though it takes a little bit extra time.
And in that case, because there's magnets above you when you use your flash field, you actually get pulled up towards the top, which is a cool little twist on what we've seen so far.
Come on now. There we go. All right. Took a little bit extra damage there that I would have preferred to have not gotten.
Yeah, as you can see though, Arael's EP was full there, but they had taken a bit of damage, and you can see at the top left, the bar above the 100% is pretty low.
Yeah, so that's my health. So if I take damage while I'm using the flash field, I'm pretty much toast. I might get like 1 or 2 bonks out of it still, but not a whole lot. So I'll use this. That'll give me a little bit of time to recharge some EP and force him into the next boss phase. So just mash so that we immediately get some hits on him here, doing chip damage for this entire area. So yeah, jump over him. Whoop, there we go.
I feel like with you on the fight stick, we could definitely benefit from a hand cam, because I've never seen you run it in person before.
Oh yeah.
And the mashing is pretty impressive.
Yeah, let's do it. So, you gotta avoid Quasar Collapse here. If you get stuck in that and you're...
Like that.
Sometimes that happens.
So there's another 25.
That must have been right after, yeah, so there's 50. We'll make it...
That's good though, because if you put the cam back down now, you'll get to see that entire fight and see the matching.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's pretty good.
So, yeah, I've got pretty much everything that I might need to do bound to these buttons, so we'll go there.
You'll also notice that the caps on some of them have been taken off. Those are things that Arael needs to be able to press, but doesn't want to accidentally hit.
Yeah, like for instance, that will waste a lot of time if I accidentally use it, and it'll mess up my thing for the rest of the thing. So or it'll mess up my rhythm for the rest of the stage. So I took the cap off of that button. There we go. Whoop. Tried to get over that. I took the cap over that button, or off of that button rather, to make it a little bit easier to. There we go. And once it's at full, now we'll do it, and then we'll have invincibility for whenever he does his one-hit kill move there. And that's Carrera for the most part. Once we get through this,
You gotta finish mashing him down, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And most of the damage again is being done with the flash field, but you also do chip damage with the thing. Thanks for getting that, Fleck. Oh.
Yeah, thanks, Fleck.
Speaking of accidentally pressing buttons, why am I playing this game in German?
Yeah, no, good one.
Yeah. So a lot of people like to play games in other languages because, like, if you play in Japanese, there will be fewer characters that will scroll onto the screen and it will save time over time. I am playing this in German because the X button, which is like a pretty useful, like a pretty big button, like...
Yeah, on a controller, the X button is given a lot of real estate.
Yeah. There we go. If you bump it, it'll put this overlay over top of the screen that's like a conversation overlay between you and the boss of that stage and like all your friends back at HQ and stuff. And it's actually really annoying for the speedrun. And so I was already speedrunning it in German just for fun, because I'm just trying to learn German. But then I also tried to play it in Japanese one time, and I kept on, like, the thing kept on coming on, and I was like, what is up with this? And I figured out, oh wait, I'm bumping X. So that's mostly why it keeps on doing that. So if I put it in German, they don't have translations for those bits. and so they just don't even have the feature. So if you bump X, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, there are a couple of interesting things about the German translation in comparison to the English or Japanese text. Most notably, the character that we'll meet after this stage, Copen, who's just basically like a big jerk.
Yeah, he's the worst.
He's a rude dude. Also, yeah, this is a dark level. There's always one. It seems like, at least.
I was gonna say, didn't we just watch a dark level in Shovel Knight too?
Yeah. Well, there we go, missed a dash. All right.
Yeah, this one has the cool light mechanics.
Yeah. This one has fun light mechanics. You mark more than one panel at a time, and it lets you make the entire place different colors. So like now it's magenta because I hit the red and the blue panel.
Yeah, so if you see a blue gate and you can't get through it, you gotta turn on the blue light. But if you turn on the blue and the red light, then blue and red gates can be crossed.
Yeah. Also, these siren things here. If you use the here, let's get some donations.
We got a $50 donation from Pips, who says, "Good luck and thanks for showing us this super fun game. From all your friends at Castle Snack, we love you."
Oh, thanks, Pips.
Shout out to Pips.
And all friends. There we go. Cool. Super appreciate it. Sorry for this. It's kind of a tough movement thing here. The siren rooms, right. So if we get rid of the siren, it will immediately kill all the enemies that would spawn in it. Some of them you can't reach it normally, so you have to use Astrosphere, but usually it's just faster. So we just saw that girl back there. She was very in need and needed some help. Actually, though, she's the boss. She's the pole dancing snake Medusa.
Sort of our favorite character.
Yeah, definitely my favorite character, just because, like, I don't know, pole dancing snake Medusa, that's sweet. Like, life goals, pretty much. So,
This boss is probably also the most interesting, in my opinion.
yeah, absolutely.
There are two of her, and if you kill one before the other, the one that survives will resurrect the other one. So you have to make sure that you kill them at the same time.
And if you're looking at them whenever they're doing that, they'll freeze you in place.
You know, like a Medusa.
Yeah. Ah, crap.
Like that.
Well, you get to see this desperation move. It's resurrection is what it says, and she also says it. So now we need to, first we need to mash out of this and not take damage. Cool. Oh, gosh.
This is going
Let's
off
see if we can Astrosphere here and get her before. Yes.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
Good recovery.
Yeah. So I accidentally killed the one, and then the other one was in the middle of an animation. But if I hadn't killed her quickly enough, then she would have resurrected the other one, and we would have seen the whole thing again.
And
instead,
like all Mega Man games, there's refights. And
Yeah.
Elise's refight is real special.
Yeah.
So pay attention for that later on.
Yeah, she is effectively the run killer boss. She's pretty cool conceptually. She's kind of a big jerk functionally. So there's that.
Oh, Zonda.
Yeah, so now we have my favorite characters stage. Sadly, we don't actually get to see my favorite character in the run because Zonda is only in cutscenes. But we do get to fight Copen, who's my least favorite character. He's kind of just a jerk.
Like, Copen's literally the worst.
Yeah. His desperation move in his refight later on is, in English, it's called Doppler Desire. But in German, it's called Bigotry.
Because he hates everyone.
Yeah, he specifically does not like any of the adepts, even though, like, you are fighting against these bad adepts, or whatever. Bad adepts, you might say. Even though you're fighting against the bad adepts,
He just hates all of them, and since you're an adept too,
yeah, he doesn't like you, even though you have similar goals.
he's a big old jerk.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's a bit of a bigot. He's a playable character in the second game, so that's interesting. But anyway.
Our friend Tina actually runs the second game, and anytime Tina's running, what is it, the All Good Endings run or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Where you have to play as Copen. I'm just like, I'm just gonna do something else now.
No offense to Tina.
No,
Shoutouts
it's
to Tina.
Tina's great. It's just Copen sucks.
Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk. There we go. So just sort of Zonda, the character I was talking about before, the Septima or magic power, effectively, of Zonda's is illusion magic. So those like little pink doors that we're going through, sort of like, you know, now you all of a sudden everything looks different. Sort of is like the lore behind that. So we'll go through this one, and now we're going back left. What a strange sensation for a Mega Man game.
And that voice you hear in the background saying, I don't know what, but it sounds like, what are you? It's not. It's something in Japanese.
Yeah.
That's actually Zonda.
Yeah.
But
Also
don't get
now, now the game is upside down. So that's a thing.
As you do. And it's
Yeah.
upside down, you're going left.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Rev Mode and TGM.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Thankfully, we don't have to do the boss fight upside down or anything. But
we actually do have to do the boss fight.
we do have to do the boss fight. So Copen is pretty tough. He'll always open up with this bullet thing, and then sometimes he'll do things that other bosses
Yeah,
do.
so Copen's thing is that he's been apparently following you around, and
As you defeat an adept, he just
Yeah.
like takes their ability. So he's really Mega Man, I guess. But so
whatever,
he's
Zero's
gonna
way
use
better anyway.
Elise's
Medusa Ray.
Medusa Ray there. Wow, he really likes that Medusa Ray.
No
Hey,
kidding. He never does it that often. Not that I've
yeah.
seen.
I'm gonna use this. He's gonna shoot these 3 purple balls here. If you get hit by those, it's not great. You can't use any of your abilities or your flash shield for like.
So using Astrosphere right above where he shoots the first 3 just stuns you, or not stuns you, but locks you in place there, so you can easily dodge the first 3.
Yeah, it's a convenient sort of timing thing. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it helps a whole lot.
Yeah.
Cool. So next is Stratos, which is one of my favorite musics in the game. His stage music. I don't know. It's just cool.
Is this the one with the jump platforms?
No, that's the
Johto.
last. That'll be last. That'll be Jota.
That's my favorite level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the nature one. Yeah.
Yeah. So just sort of a lot of natural elements. You know, like cyborg flowers and big mechs and floating energy friends like that.
Yeah,
Just
lots
shoot
of
stuff.
lots of vines in the background.
Yeah, a lot of vines. Sort of being facetious there a little bit. It's, you know, it's like a biochemical laboratory is the official designation of this level. So yeah. Next, we're gonna come up on the flower, which is one of my. We're gonna wait here for this overheat. Cool. Flower is an interesting fight because you can't mark it with the flash field at first. So you need to do some damage to it. However you do that, I do that by mashing here, getting it to open it up. There we go. Get 3 marks on it. Use the Astrosphere, and then keep our finger on the flash field if we need it afterwards. But that's the one cycle on the flower.
Yeah, good one cycle.
The circle, or the flower can be a little bit annoying though. And we're at the next hexapile, which is the official silly name for these big
Is that what
doors.
they're called?
They're called hexapiles.
Great.
They're just, I don't know. Just,
I'm glad that we know the name of that.
yeah. So, an interesting thing about dashing in this game is when you dash, you do continue running fast for a little bit, but the initial part, like the initial split second after you dash, is still faster than normally even like what the dash default speed is. You just sort of get like a tiny little temporary boost. Sorry about that. We're gonna try to avoid those bugs on the left there. If we're outrunning the bugs, that usually means that we're going pretty fast.
So that was an instance where stopping to refill your EP wouldn't have been a great idea because you would have had to stop and there was no one in your way. So that's a situation where, like this, you more or less choose to just keep running and let it refill slowly.
There goes the bugs. Usually an indicator that we're going slowly, but we still made it past them, so we're not going that slowly. Here, only. You need at least like a quarter of the EP bar to be full to get through a hexapile, preferably. So sometimes it's just easier to recharge there, even though it's a tiny, tiny, tiny time less. So
I like to call that the Pac-Man attack.
yeah. This is not when I meant to use this. He went with... He'll do... Stratos is pretty random. He'll usually open up with the Pac-Man thing there, but other than that, it can be pretty variable what he'll do after that. So like here, I want to use this here. Not going to get as much damage off of it as I would prefer, but whatever. And then our ability points are in the bottom left corner. So I'm going to keep my last ability point there. There's one retarding sort of, but I would like to have the last one for his final phase, because he also has a one-hit kill ability, DM as it's called. Actually, let's see if we can get the DM skip here. No, we're not going to be able to get it. That's okay. We should at least be able to not die to the one-hit kill, so we need to kill his hands on the side here to get it. Nice. So we got that, and we'll just smash through him real fast there. So definitely not optimal, but that's okay. Yeah. So the next stage is Viper's stage. My least favorite stage. Boxes are my greatest weakness in all video games. Yeah. This game and Mega Man X2.
Viper's also a bit of a dink.
Yeah, he's a real dingus. He's real fast, and I don't love fighting him.
Yeah, and his stage is also, as Arael was just saying, it gets in your way.
Yeah, definitely. So, let's see. Yeah. So, beginning part isn't so bad. Jumping over a lot of friends here. So there are 4 types of boxes on this stage. There are indestructible boxes, pretty hard to destroy boxes, very easy to destroy boxes, and explosive boxes. So these are easy to destroy. These ones are explosive, as you might be able to tell by how they are orange. So like these ones you can just pretty much like mash right through. Those ones explode, like I said. And we'll get to be a little bit more familiar with the other 2 in the next area. First we need to get the 1 cycle on this fighter, which is pretty much just button mash fest. It is hard to get it at first, but...
This is also probably the coolest looking enemy in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, last boss.
Yeah, the last boss is really cool. I also really like the angsty spider here.
Yeah, this stage is just full of angst.
Yeah. Viper's really upset. You know, his Septima is fire. I mean, he has a pretty fiery presence. Ugh, only up here. So okay.
One could say he's a little temperamental.
Yeah. Hey. Okay, so these boxes are easy to get through. These boxes are a little bit harder to get through. There we go. Overheated at the wrong time. That's okay. We'll get through these ones, and we're gonna have missed this cycle. Oh no! Wow, barely.
Nice.
So that one's indestructible. So that cycle kind of sucks to miss. This one here is also indestructible. So pretty good actually. We'll mash through those boxes. Buffer our jump and right and dash inputs, and whoops. Hit that a little early. Should hit it anyway. Yeah, there you go. But it's best to get it in your circle there. So next, we will charge up. This gun shoots through walls. This is not the one that you start out with, but used it to hit some of those explosive boxes back there and get through that a little bit faster. There we go. Use this, kill that.
Yeah, so this is the second of 3 guns we use in the run.
Yeah.
Do you get any other ones?
You get all of them.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't remember how many there were.
I think that you get 1 per stage. I'm actually not entirely sure at this point. I just know that you got to use the Naga and the Orochi. So yeah, I like how that lava back there, we can just sort of walk on it because electricity versus lava, electricity wins every time for some reason.
All right, here he is,
Yeah.
Viper, or as I like to call him, Angsty Zero.
Yeah, he's kind of just like, imagine if Zero was a teenager. He's very angry, he yells a lot. He's very fast. He really seems to have some opinions.
He wants to share them with you.
Yeah, he wants to share them with you right now. We're not super interested in that, so we'll get him into his 3rd phase here. Whenever he does his whole bullet heck thing, which is one of the more frustrating desperation moves in the game.
That's rough.
You'll see him here in a second. Yeah, so he does all this. So like it doesn't matter that much because we have pre-evasion. But if you want to be doing damage to him, you still need to be following along with his pattern pretty well. So pretty exact
Nice.
movements there, but that
was a really clean fight.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fight. And we leveled up right at the end there, which doesn't really mean anything right now. But one of the things so this game is new game any %, or this run rather is new game any %. One of the interesting things about that run is, so you get levels in this game, and levels get you different abilities and some other stuff. But we just don't really care that much about it because we're just sort of walking past most of the enemies, so we don't get the experience for killing them. So that does mean that we're gonna end up not having those abilities, and that's sort of like the interesting thing about New Game Any % is not having any abilities other than Astrosphere. That's
Another
a first.
25.
That's okay. Yeah, alright, $75 then. Always gotta have a silly death. I also
no
just
kidding.
died once in my GDQ run submission and then still PB'd by like a couple of seconds. It was really strange. Deaths aren't super awful for you in this
you're
game.
still pretty close to the beginning of the stage.
You just pretty much lose your pride and your time. You don't really get started back at the beginning of the level or anything like that. There we go. You also notice these jump pads. Whoops,
This is my favorite level in the game. The movement in this level is nuts.
It's really fun to watch.
It's very spectator friendly.
Yeah. There we go. Sometimes it can be a little wonky, you know. The hitboxes on those jump pads, sort of like the one that I totally expected to hit earlier, that just sort of walked right past, can be strange. And cutting it close is pretty risky most of the time. It's easy to think that they're a little wider than they are, and you should be thinking that they're a little wider than they are because that's how you know, make this section of the run faster. But yeah, it's a lot of like really small, like just tiny inputs. You don't want to fall too fast because then you won't get to the jump pad as fast, so you lose time that way. But you don't want to fall too quickly. Like these are, I am doing left and right inputs there just barely. If you don't, then you know, whatever. We'll do like a little tap with the flash field there to make sure that we don't just fall right past it. But we're good. So
You'll see Arael does a lot of swag strats after hitting the hexaphiles. Is that what they're called?
Hexapile.
Hexapile?
Yeah, there's nothing really you can do after that,
Yeah,
so usually I'll just try to find the nearest pit and throw myself into it.
Yeah, go for a donation.
All right. We've got a $20 donation from Pixel Blur who says, it's the anime game.
Yo, Pixel.
Best of luck on the run and have fun tasing all the bros.
Ooh. Thank you. I appreciate it. Pixel's great. I'm in your country, Pixel. I'm all up in your country. I'm from the U.S. I'm from Pennsylvania, but I came here for this. Good times. Real cool event and everything. So yeah, Jota, he has a couple of patterns that are really slow. Yeah, like this one's sort of in the middle. The one that he did right before this was one of the easiest ones to. Yeah, this one here is pretty good. Whenever he puts the 5 like lasers up or whatever, though. Whoops, a little early. I don't know why I actually was pressing start there. Sorry, the nerves are real. Whenever he does
there's
a little
there's
noise.
an audio cue there.
Yeah, actually I missed the audio cue, which is funny. That's okay. Yeah, this here is pretty long, and sometimes they'll also trigger all like one at a time, and that's even longer. There we go. So we should be able to get him on this cycle. There we go. So yeah, not the best Jota fight ever, but that's okay.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, we get another opportunity in pretty much no time to fight him again, so it's okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Time
So
for the approach.
yeah, so there's now we're gonna ride the space elevator up to the bad guy's satellite that we just saw a tiny glimpse of there before we skipped the cutscene. Relating to what I was saying about German and Japanese things being, you know, faster or whatever text-wise, since we can just skip all of the cutscenes straight up, there's no text that we need to wait to scroll on the screen or whatever. So there's that. Anyway, so we're walking up. This introduces us to a new version of an old friend.
This time decorated in pink.
Yeah, a very nice pink robot. It's just very misunderstood. We're basically on our way to the space elevator. So first we need to fight through a couple of people. And
that's the first of 3 robots like that we'll have to
yeah,
smash on our way up.
First of 4.
First of 4?
There are 3 more in the next
oh,
thing,
that's right, yes.
the next level. So yeah, we'll go through a cutscene there, and head on right through to the rainy stage. So, you know, it's sort of a platformer mainstay. You gotta have a dark stage, you gotta have a rainy stage. This one, the rain is going the other way. So we try to jump as little as possible, because jumping will slow us down.
Yeah, you can even see in the background, there's like a, I don't even know what they're called, like the wind catcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shows you the direction of the wind to like get the idea that, hey, the wind is going to slow you down if you jump.
Yeah.
So
you can
just
kind of
walk.
see it as I'm doing it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this first section of the stage pretty easy. Just sort of get to the hexapile. There's no pink robots. Then we have to fight 3 in quick succession without touching a checkpoint. Speaking of checkpoints, so checkpoints are interesting in this game because so the more hits you get on something, there's like a big number that appears in the top left underneath where it has the 100%. So now we're gonna jump as much as possible.
Rain's going the other direction. So
yeah,
the wind's actually gonna boost us.
Right. So you'll see next time that I start killing something. There we go. Yeah. That there's these big numbers. Those are kudos. Yeah, that right there. And there's like a little multiplier above it. And there's 3 little notches sort of on the display there. One of them is red right now. It's already gotten hit twice. Every time that you get hit, yeah, and there they drain. Every time that you get hit, well, first off, every HP of damage that you do, you get a point, a kudos point or whatever. And then every time that you get hit, if you get hit 3 times rather, you lose those kudos. or if you take a checkpoint. So if you want your damage multiplier to be bigger, then you need to skip checkpoints, which means that you'll start further back in the stage.
If you die.
Yeah. However, in New Game Any %, along with being under-leveled, we also don't use those multipliers for the most part because it affects our ability to just like walk through stuff. So
Yeah, in the speedrun mode, you actually can't use prevasion.
Yeah.
So that's one of the features of this run, or this category, is that since you can use prevasion, our kudos are really low.
yeah.
And
And
we're
there
not
are,
killing things.
there are also other categories for Kudos Keeper and similar. Whoop! Didn't hit the flash field there. Ugh, there we go.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, we're good. Kudos Keeper, same deal, or not same deal. You actually are supposed to take as few hits as possible, preferably 0, 'cause each time it resets. And if you get to like 1,000 kudos, the game rewards you with J-pop, and like there's an entire like J-pop album just
And it's
like
pretty dope.
in this game, and it's actually pretty rad.
Yeah. Sometimes we accidentally get in the run, and everyone gets really excited.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, we got J-pop on at least 2. I mean, if there's one place to get it, it's probably at least 2, because you're
Yeah.
just trying to like not get hit by anything anyway. So, anyway, so we're done with the pink robots. Next, we're gonna fight this fella, Merak, who we had fought previously, and he just happens to be the first.
Is it clear in the story why they're back yet?
No.
Okay, so just to give you viewers at home a reminder, we definitely straight up remove this person from the world.
Yeah, he's
dead.
he's pretty deadsies, but
He's here.
turns out that we have a person whose specialty is resurrection, who we saw earlier in the game.
But we killed them too.
Yeah,
didn't
we killed all those folks too. What the heck's going on?
Now, keep watching, dear viewer, and you will see.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, if we do it just right, we can sort of hang out on the edge there. You can totally coax his laser into going wherever you want it to. Yeah, his pattern's pretty easy to guess for the most part, but hey, another level up. I hope that means that we'll get a level up after the Viper fight. So
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Whenever you level up, you refill your health entirely, which doesn't matter so much for here, because we were gonna end the stage anyway. But will be really nice for the elevator.
Yeah, it's a decent setup to hit level up after Viper.
Yeah. Because then the next boss after that can really mess with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're going, we're taking the space elevator, Babel, as in the Tower of, and while we're on the elevator, some mean guys make some awkward elevator looks at us, which I mean, I basically feel about this attack anytime that I'm in an elevator anyway, so it's okay. Not really, but you know. It's a stressful situation. Nobody wants to talk to each other, and everybody's just sort of there.
How about that weather, eh?
Yeah. Oh.
Sure is cold out.
Yeah. Sure is. So we'll skip his little egg phase thing there.
I don't know if we mentioned this earlier. You can see a bit of the boss health down at the bottom right. Every time you enter a new segment of that health, the boss gets like a new attack they can do. And at the bottom one, that's, as you've seen before, at the very last one, that's when they'll start using their desperation attack.
There we go. He had like 1 hit point. Cool, so we still have some ability points. Sadly, unlike the previous fights, we sort of needed to split our 3 ability points. There we go. Across 3 bosses.
Much
So
bigger this
there
time.
we go. Yeah. So next is Jota again. He's gonna do his little light drills thing a whole bunch, and lasers and all that. I think his Septima is light, And
Yeah, despite the dark level being for release, right?
yeah, you would think that would be it. Well, there's also zombies on that level.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's like little like crawly dudes who sort of like jump everywhere, and whenever they die, they splat the camera with pink goo. They're zombies. That's why their blood is pink goo, I guess.
Sure, that video game logic, anime logic put together.
Absolutely. So he's pretty hard to hit in between phases, but here, if he does this, we pretty much just need to stand behind him. We can't really shoot through the back of this. If you're in a hurry, you can really clip through him or whatever, but I am not in a hurry right now. I want to be
It's
safe.
not like this is a speedrunner.
I want to be safe for the marathon.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be a lot faster to not die than it will be to get that extra tiny little DPS on him. And there we go. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. I should have used my ability on him before, but that's okay. We'll get him in this cycle.
Done and done.
Yeah. Could have skipped that last little bit there, probably, but whatever. Cool. So next, we have Viper again, and suddenly fire in the elevator.
As one does.
Yeah.
I think he paid off the fire safety inspector.
Yeah, right? That's, in event of fire, definitely do not take elevator, especially not a space elevator. No, I mean, I don't know, there's no air in space, so you probably can't,
In the event of Viper, avoid elevator.
yeah, basically. I'm just gonna use this, see if he gives us a good pattern. Okay, that was pretty good. I got 3 ticks on him, so I think that's about all I need. Nice.
Here we go, bullet heck time.
Yeah. We have some extra ability points, so that's not too bad. We'll be able to hit him once he gets up here. Yeah, he's like part horse also sometimes.
He actually is a really interesting boss. It's just, he's such a pain.
Yeah, he's a big jerk. He likes to say ora 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 a lot, which shout outs to JoJo.
Yeah, if you're ever in Arael's chat, type exclamation Viper.
Yeah. There we go.
That was good.
Hey, and we
you
got the
level
level
up.
up,
That's awesome.
so that's rad. So any health that I did lose during that time will come back. So that's cool. So we'll be at full health for the worst boss. So we need to also switch to the 8-mark gun, Orochi, which sort of shoots like this extra little gun that...
Yeah, it's like a little turret.
Yeah, it's neat.
Floating
But
turret.
basically we just do that because I want to get 3 marks on both of them, and then we'll stand right next to the center, because now there are 3 of her.
Yeah,
Turns
so-
out we didn't actually kill all of Elise's manifestations. And now
The third one was able to resurrect the other 2 that we killed, and all the...
yeah, and then those
robot
3 all
masters.
together. Then that is not what I meant to do. Turned around too quickly. Luckily we're at full health. There we go. Nice, sweet. So if you stand right here, you won't get hit by that middle kunai. Nice.
Yeah.
And then she'll always resurrect some of them.
Yeah, she always does one resurrection.
Yeah. And then, so we need to kill them again. They also resurrect at higher health than they would have resurrected each other. Ooh. There we go. Let's get 3 marks. There you go.
The nice thing here is because Arael got that level up, they have a little bit of extra wiggle room.
Nice.
If things had gone off the rails, and they would have had to do another cycle there. But
Yeah,
Arael's great, and just kind of was like, you get to die today.
Yeah.
And here's our boy
There we
Coping.
go. Our boy Copen back with more people's abilities.
He has all of them now, right?
Yeah, he has all of them now, so he's using Stratos' thing. He'll only use the abilities of adepts that you've already killed.
Yeah, so in the first fight, he only had Merrick, Carrera, and
Elise. Yeah, which is mostly just routed like that to make sure that it's, I mean, it's a little bit easier to deal with their ability. Sorry, their abilities are harder, so it's easier to front load them towards the beginning of the run, so that if they do mess you up at all, then
Lose the run earlier.
yeah, you lose the run earlier, and it's okay.
So yeah, here's bigotry.
Cool. This is exactly the setup that I wanted. We should be able to get him almost. Okay, not quite. I think we would have been fine if I hadn't accidentally marked one of his copies. But this is actually a really good elevator split.
Yeah, that's really solid.
Yeah.
Looking good on time,
Thank you.
too.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, it should be like a 52, something like that. Yeah, and like those drops that we get at the end there or whatever, there's like a whole crafting system and all kinds of stuff that I don't know anything about, to be honest.
Have you actually played this game casually?
I mean, I've definitely played it casually, but I didn't get like that into it.
Yeah, I played it casually, and my SD card ate my save, so I was
No.
like, and gave up on it. Never got too far into it.
Yeah.
But I did really like it, and when I saw Arael running it, I was like, yes,
Nice.
more of this, please.
Yeah.
Also, this is like a bit of a, in my opinion, a joke of the stage before the final boss. They make you fight a couple things, but it's really short.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I guess you got all the way through the space elevator, and they were like, well, I guess we're out of people.
Yeah, there's like one or two, and then
Even though I skipped killing so many of their friends, there still it doesn't seem to be any security at the actual, bad guy's house.
a couple folks with swords
Yeah.
trap you in that one room for a bit. That's it.
I'm just like really just friends of the guy, and just like, hey man, can I come over and bring my sword?
I don't even remember the last boss's name.
I actually don't right now either, which is pretty pathetic.
So that's Jewel,
Yeah, so
who gave you the Anthem power earlier.
yeah,
But
it's actually
now she's
Jewel.
been-
Jewel is in the pod. The butterfly is actually oh god, what's her name? Lumen.
Yes, yeah, Jewel's in the pod.
Aha. Okay, well if he's gonna do that, then I'm gonna do this. I thought he was gonna do his thing where he goes across the top or whatever. But so this is weird because you need to be using the flash field to bring down his shield at all. So yeah. Doo-doo-doo. Let's use this. Should make pretty quick work of him. And we'll have one ability point left still for later. There we go. So now we fight the final form of this guy. He
Yes.
sort of fuses with Lumen.
Turns
And
into a giant Evangelion.
yeah, turns into a giant Eva. So we need to mark both of these dragon friends on each side to be able to then. So we mark these. We use the flash field, and then we can mark the middle.
And these are one of the few enemies in the game where they can only be marked once.
Yeah.
So you notice the ring around them is blue, but the ring around the chest piece, when we are able to mark it, is
Yeah.
pink. Or
I think
purple.
you're only really doing damage to the chest here, but
It's actually kind of a good thing that you can only mark it once
yeah.
for casual players. So you're not using marks on something that's not benefiting from it.
Yeah. Usually, like, any switches and stuff like that are also not able to be marked more than once. Like the panels in Elise's stages.
I'm gonna get the button ready since we're coming
Sure.
up on time.
Yeah. Cool, so we're in his third phase. He does this Clemator Ethereus thing.
AKA Clamato.
Clamato, yeah. If I ever open a bar, I'm going to make a drink called Clemator Ethereus, and it's going to be some Clamato monstrosity, which does not even really sound all that tasty to me, but so time will be when his gem explodes. Oh, and
As you can see, there's a giant sun exploding above us.
yeah. Ooh, that's a first.
Wow.
I haven't died whenever the final boss is almost dead. Oh well, let's make it a 55, hey? Sorry about that, folks.
It's alright. More money for charity.
Yeah, that's $100 now. Whoops. All right, so we'll fight this guy again, and it'll be all right. Let's see if we can get a little bit faster through him as well. Whoa. So yeah, you can sort of hear like that grunting noise. That's Lumen whenever you sort of force her shield away. from the guy. We'll use our ability here while he's doing his thing, so we can just totally dodge his ability. Actually, let's wait a moment for my cooldown to come down, and then we'll use this again. I think he might be dodging it, which kind of sucks. Nope, we're good. Actually, that's almost a DM skip, but he's about to use Mind Melter, I think. Whoa, no. Oh, we got the DM skip.
Nice.
Sweet.
No desperation move.
Yeah, so he didn't do his final move where he takes up a lot of time, even though I did mine several times, so, you know, sometimes faster, sometimes not. It's a balance. There we go. It's really easy to dash off the right side of this platform, so I usually try to be very deliberate with my inputs there. Because running off the side of that platform while you're trying to avoid his attack is pretty humiliating. We'll recharge again. Recharge. If you recharge in the middle, or if you get hit in the middle of recharging, you actually come on. There we go. Oh, okay. He's gonna give me the worst pattern imaginable, so that's cool.
There was one night where I was watching you run this, and you just got like a bunch of those gust patterns in a row.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. You were on good pace too.
Yeah. I honestly, my PD the other day would have been a lot better if I had gotten better RNG on the final boss, but that's life.
RNG giveth and RNG taketh away.
Yeah. So he's gonna do he's in his third phase now, and he's gonna do his, as soon as the dragon comes back. It's a lot more prompt on using his abilities. There we go. Let's not die again, hey?
Yeah, if at all possible.
Yeah, alright. Should be good.
Alright, buttons here.
It's not quite gonna do it, but let's avoid these here. I just don't want to repeat it. Sweet.
Nice.
55, 47. Not bad.
Good job.
Thank you. And, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a real fun game. It's pretty quick to pick up, so if you're looking for a game that you want to, like, try speedrunning or something, and this looks cool to you, then pick it up. And it's not too bad. There's also versions of it for PC and for...
It's on
3DS.
everything except mobile.
Well, it's on PC, Switch, and 3DS. It's not on PS4 or anything.
No?
I don't
okay,
think so.
Fair enough.
That would be news to me if it was.
It is a really good game, though. It's one I need to get back to and finish, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it's real good. Cool. Well, thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of the marathon. Cool.